Hello friends, welcome to Net Chemistry. Today I am going to solve your question paper in the serial order. So first question, they were asked about the hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom wave function depends on the radial wave function and angular wave function depends on what? So which are all factors it has depends on, they were asking. So radial function is depends on n and l value, the first statement, and the second statement is angular function is only depends on the direction and it is not depending on r. Okay, this is the two statement they have made. So these both statements are correct. So how you will be finding out? We have solved already the quantum mechanics. So for a hydrogen atom, if you are taking, it is a one electron system, right? So while setting up a Schrodinger equation, psi value, you have to consider the Cartesian coordinate as well as the spherical coordinate. So it is a 3D space, electron in a 3D space. So two types of wave function you have to find out. So psi value is depends on the Cartesian coordinate as well as the spherical coordinate. So you have to take the r value, theta value and phi value you have to take to set up the Schrodinger wave equation. So it depends on radial function and spherical harmonics, we will say. So this this wave function depends on these two factors. So you have to solve this radial function as well as spherical function to get the complete Schrodinger equation of a hydrogen atom. So this r value, this radial function is depend on n and l value. What is n and l value? For a 1s electron, if you are taking n value, you are getting 1 and s value is equal to n value is equal to 1 and l value is equal to 0. This is quantum numbers, right? Principal quantum number and angular momentum quantum number. So radial function is depends on these both values, and if coming to this spherical side, this is only depends on theta and phi, it is depending, it is not depends on the r radius, it is not depending this one electron, this electron's direction only the angular momentum function is depending. So this is your answer. Both 1 and 2 statement is correct regarding this, and you know the equation for this are this both the function, right? R so just I am writing this equation. Okay, this we have to solve and find out n. This r value depends on this n and l. Okay, what is principal quantum number and angular momentum quantum number, it is depending on, and rho value, you know, electron density, where what is rho value, how to find out for an hydrogen atom? 2Zr by Na0, right? For a hydrogen atom, rho value is equal to this one, and what is L? So everywhere rho, instead of this rho value you have to substitute this, and n and l value, now you know n is equal to 1 and l is equal to 0, you have to substitute, and l value is the associative Legroué polynomial, we will say. So solving this equation you will be getting the radial part of the wave function, and this n value, how to find out the n value? So this n value and rho value I had already given. Rho value is the electron density, and n value, if you want to find out, you have to substitute. Instead of rho you can substitute n and l values, already you know hydrogen is a 1s system, so n value is equal to 1 and l value is equal to 0. You have to substitute and find out this n value. Okay, this is the way you have to solve this Schrodinger equation. We know the quantum mechanics, we already studied, but don't go into deep into the detail, just to know what all are the things it has depend. So radial function is depends on n and l value. Spherical function is depends on only direction, it is not depends on the radius. Your question number 2 is electronic configuration of gold, they have asked. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of gold? Gold is belonging to the group copper, silver, gold, right? This and another one is there, chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. This is the electronic configuration is varying for these two groups, right? So we will see what is the electronic configuration here. If you are taking, this is the 3D series, 4D series and 5D series, right? Coming to here, it was actually D4 configuration is coming, right? 3D4, 4s2 was the actual electronic configuration for chromium, and for copper group it is 3D9, 4s2, right? This was the electronic configuration. If you see here 3D4 and 4s2 configuration, it will convert to 3D5 and 4s1 configuration for chromium. Why? Because it is a half-filled orbital. Both the half-filled orbital will give extra stability, so the configuration will be like this. And for a copper group, it will be rearranging to 3D10, 4s1 configuration. This is a completely filled orbital. So half-filled and completely filled orbital, these two groups will show deviation from the electronic configuration. So coming to the case of molybdenum, it will become 4D5, right? 4D5, and tungsten it will become 5D5, right? So the same way for silver it will be 4D10, 5s1, right? And for gold it will become 5D10 and 6s1. This is the electronic configuration for gold. Okay, it will be 5D10, 6s1, the outer electronic configuration, and they have given the option xenon, right? So 5D10, 6s1, this is the electronic configuration of gold. So question number 3 is regarding the acidity of the oxides. If you are considering the acidity of the oxides, increasing order of the acidity they have asked, and your option is, answer is Al2O3, SiO2, SO3, Cl2O7. This is the order of acidity. Okay, so your answer is this. And how you are finding out the increasing order of acidity? Acidity of the oxides depends on the charge to size ratio. Okay, charge to size ratio, if you are taking the charge to size ratio, if charge to size ratio is increasing, acidity also is increasing. So what is the charge of this cationic charge I am saying? Okay, cationic charge. So you have to see which one is having the highest oxidation state. Here if you are seeing oxygen is having -2 charge, right? If you are putting the -2 charge, this will become -6. So Al2 plus 3, right? It will become +3 oxidation state, right? Then only it will be neutralized, right? Here it will be -2, right? It will be +4, silicon +4 oxidation state. And here if you are taking SO3, right, -2, if you are taking, here it will be +6 oxidation state. And here if you are taking -2, oxygen always -2, 7 into 2, 14, here also it has to come 14, so +7 oxidation state. Which one is having the highest oxidation state now? This cation is having +7, this is +6, +4 and +3 oxidation state. So this is your answer. This is the order of increasing the acidity. Acidity always depends on the charge to size ratio. As charge of the cation, charge to size ratio means charge is increasing means size is decreasing, right? So denominator it is decreasing, so charge will be increasing means acidity also will be increasing. This is your answer. Okay. And your question number 4 is about the electronic configuration of representative elements. Okay, what is representative elements? S and P block elements, we can say. The electronic configuration of representative element is NS1 to 2, right? And P block elements NS2, NP 1 to 6 is there. So this is the representative element option. You can select NS1 to 2, NS2, NP 1 to 6 is the main group elements. Completely they had given. This is the actual electronic configuration. What? NP 1 to 5 only it has to. Okay, noble gas is not included in the representative elements if I am correct. Okay, NP 1 to 5 is the actual electronic configuration, but option is not there. NP 1 to 6 is the option they have given. So this is the representative element electronic configuration. Okay, and what all are the electronic configuration for S group? It is NS1 to 2, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. This is the electronic configuration. And if it is main group elements, it is NS1 to 2 and NS2, NP 1 to 6, right? This is for main group elements. And for the D block elements, what is the electronic configuration for D block elements? N-1, D 1 to 10, NS2, right? This is the electronic configuration of D block elements. And F block elements, how you are writing? N minus 2 F 0 to 14, N minus 1 D 1 to 10 and NS2. This is the electronic configuration of lanthanides. This all are the electronic configuration, and you know this is alkali and alkaline earth groups. This is main block elements, and this is transition elements. D block elements are transition elements, and this is lanthanides. This is all are the very basic thing. So this is the electronic configuration. And your question number 5 is about IUPAC nomenclature of atomic number 118. What is the answer is OG. Oganesson is your answer, right? This is the IUPAC nomenclature of 118, and you have to by heart all the periodic table. You know main group elements, S and P block elements completely, right? And then transition elements also completely you know. Then lanthanides, lanthanum to lutetium you know, right? Then coming to the actinides, you know, actinium to lawrencium you know, right? This is up to 103, okay? From 104 also you have to by heart all the elements. So complete periodic table. So 104, what is the element? Rutherfordium, right? 104 rutherfordium, dubinium, right? Dubinium, then seaborgium, hafnium, right? Hafnium, then it is metallium, roentgenium, thermostitium, then it will be copernicium, then nihonium, right? Flerovium, moscovium, livermorium, TS, tennicin and oganesson. So 104, here one element I missed, borium, okay? Rutherfordium, dubinium, seaborgium, borium, hafnium, okay? These all are the elements you have to study. So I will be continuing with the question number 6 on the next video. This is a very long video, so I am cutting into 2 parts. So hope you understand these things well. To be continued. Thank you for watching.